What's up, guys? Wife and I decided that since part 6 was a trash fire thanks to the audio issues, we're just gonna go through this and we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna give you some highlights.
Yeah, some highlights. Some sweet highlights. So, I think before this we did the Papyrus boss fight. And so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting ready to go on a date. We're going to go on a date with Papyrus.
Starting in the bedroom.
Starting in the bedroom, because that's where every date starts.
Obviously.
And one of the things, I guess, that, we wanted to make sure of was that the quality of our videos are not absolutely awful and complete garbage. So, the semi-bad news is that we are going to be skipping over some smaller stuff. We're going to be cutting a lot of that out. But we're gonna keep the main plot points in the game here. We're gonna try to we're keeping in the boss fights. We're gonna keep in all the significant happenings. So
like our date.
Like the date. We're about to go on a date with Papyrus. He's a fun guy. Everybody loves Papyrus. Right, wife?
Yes.
Do you like Papyrus?
I do. I actually do. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's a little confusing, but very interesting, which made me intrigued to go on this date with him.
Let me ask you, because this is a question that everyone probably wants to know. Would you actually go on a date with Papyrus if he was a real person?
Oh gosh.
So they're taking a long time to answer.
I don't know.
You're gonna upset a lot of people.
He's funny and he is sweet. Possibly,
Maybe.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Like before me and you, obviously. I don't know.
Would it bother you that nothing that you said ever would upset him ever at all?
That would bother me.
Would it bother you?
It would.
If you actually got legitimately mad at him and he
was I mean, you have to fight sometimes. You have to disagree and actually talk about stuff.
Yeah, but he loves you and he wants what's best for you, no matter what.
And
all the time. Because he's Papyrus and he's great.
Yeah, he's the great Papyrus.
So the date is starting to get tense here, because he's never been on a date.
He doesn't know what to do.
He doesn't know what to do, but he's doing his best. And
I see two can wear clothing.
Yeah, So he notices that you wear clothes, and he's pretty sure that means for sure that you've been into him from the beginning.
Obviously.
So he is going to show you his sweet wardrobe. There it is.
The cool dude.
Cool dude shirt.
Yeah.
It's the best outfit in the game. Clearly.
So I remember the first time I saw this, the first thing I noticed was the shoulders looked like basketballs.
Yeah, because he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. I mean, the way he's standing there.
He's going to show you the hidden power of his outfit,
which I could not figure out at first.
But he said he didn't tell you, so he rendered what you said invalid. But you got to find his secret. So we'll see if that happens. Oh wait, yeah, I guess so. Papyrus is interesting. He is he's not my favorite character personally.
Who is your favorite?
That's really tough, actually. I think...
Can you not say yet?
Well, I can. I mean, I guess I could, but, everybody loves Sans. Sans is, the easy...
love Sans.
Sans is the easy favorite. I think he's, the most interesting character, despite the fact that you don't really know much about him throughout the entire game, it feels like.
And that's what makes him interesting.
And that's... Yeah. I think that and his witty personality is what makes people like him so much.
Yeah.
I think my favorite character is, I think I have to give that to, I don't know actually. I really like Undine, but I also really like Metatime. I think it's a tie between those two characters.
Okay.
So,
oh, wait. He's asking about his cooking now.
Well,
We all know about that spaghetti.
Yeah, he can't take it. The fact that you like his spaghetti, you have officially won his heart over. But sadly, you can't always get what you want, and you are facing rejection for the first time probably in your life when it comes to relationships, considering that you're a child. Probably. I don't know how old your character is supposed to be.
I don't either.
In this game, because she's a sprite. She's a sprite, so you can't gauge her age from that, unfortunately. But
hopefully old enough to go on a date.
Hopefully old, yeah.
Because at first, when I saw the character, I was like, I'm a little kid, like an itty bitty kid.
Well, yeah, but like also Papyrus doesn't understand what he's doing, so you could maybe give him a pass because he is a monster, and they are monsters. So maybe he just doesn't understand that it is inappropriate to date a child, or it's either that or your child is the character you are is not actually a child. So it's hard to
maybe more of like a teenager.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry about that. Can't help it. But yeah, so we finally finished up with the date, if you will. Papyrus did not want us. We weren't desirable enough for Papyrus, so
did everything I could.
We decided we're going to move on because we don't need a man in our life.
No, we don't.
And we're going to go hang out with Sans at Grillby's. He wanted to take us out to have a little
breakfast,
little lunch brunch action.
With all the other fellow monsters.
Yeah. Yep. I think we've already talked about the characters in the bar here, how we've, experienced. I think it's just that left corner over the side there. But anyway. So yeah, Papyrus he's so cool, and we had to tell Sans how cool he was.
Obviously.
And Sans, while he can be very witty and sarcastic, he seems to have a genuine affection for his brother. He seems to love his brother a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He thinks
he wears his outfits.
He thinks his brother's so cool. But one of the things we ran into here was, Sans wants to take you out to eat here, and we find out shortly after this, after we get food with him, the real intention for this lunch. That's to ask you the drilling question, which we'll get to.
And here it is.
He wants to know, have you heard of that talking flower? Now, we've heard of a talking flower. And, we decided to tell him about it, and he mentions the echo flower, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what you're talking about. But also, that's not what he's talking about, because he's concerned about his brother. He's concerned that his brother's talking to plants when no one's around, and
that the flowers
he's thinking that
whisper things to him.
Yeah, he's thinking that maybe there's some real issues that need to be dealt with Papyrus. But anyway, yeah. So we're thinking
talking flowers.
Yeah, we're thinking Flowey maybe.
Well, I thought they already talked, and what she whispered, they say back, and that they're coming to him.
Well, yeah,
and talking to him.
He says specifically that the flower tells him things and flatters him and makes him feel good. And we know echo flowers don't do that because they simply repeat. So,
oh, okay.
So at this point, we don't get to officially meet Undine, but we do get to see her. And this moment, when I first played this game, I was really sad about Papyrus because I kind of thought that he's just straight up betraying you here. Or rather, he was lying to your face the whole time about like being nice or being friends or whatever,
and like going on a date.
And then like it's all kind of an act, and he just kind of goes and tells Undine like, yeah, I didn't take the human, but it's mainly just that he's like, he can't bring himself to do what he's supposed to do, and Undine doesn't like it, so she tells him, why don't you go and do it, or I'll also kill you. But not really. I don't think she would actually do that. And you almost got busted here, but it's cool. It's totally fine because your stealth skills are 1,000. So
exactly.
But yeah.
And
so
then
that's
she goes.
so we
she
meet,
thought she heard something,
yeah.
and then she didn't. But then
so that's
we meet
Undine.
a new friend.
We do well. It's not. We didn't meet a new friend. It's just a friend that came along that we weren't aware of, really.
So a new friend.
And that's the little guy here. We don't actually know. I don't think we actually know what his name is.
We don't.
I don't.
That is my favorite character.
That's really
no, but it's a really fun character. Because she's like so jealous and like so jealous of the attention I was getting, and she doesn't even understand that like. I do not want her to see me because she will kill me. I will die.
Yeah. So
here's the echo flower.
Well, actually, there's something interesting about this that I found out, and it's, when you come over here, you get the abandoned quiche, right? And you go and talk to the echo flower. And the echo flower says, "I just wasn't ready for responsibility." I thought maybe that was. Reference to something that like maybe a character did or something like that, but it's actually sort of a retelling of something that happened to Toby Fox, who's the guy that made the game.
Really?
Yeah, he apparently found an abandoned quiche. Well, okay, he tweeted that he found an abandoned quiche under a park bench in real life, and there was a couple of other elements to that basically turned into becoming just sort of a thing that he put into the game. So I thought that was kind of weird, but also kind of interesting. But yeah, so this begins the saga of Undine trying to kill you with spears,
which was a little difficult.
Yeah, a lot. She tries to do it a lot. She throws a lot of spears at you. I don't know how she is able to do it, but. Yeah, this is freaky. It's freaky because,
it kind of looks like she kills her.
It looks like she kills him or her. I
think it's a girl.
I don't think it's ever really made clear, honestly. And we don't want to make assumptions. That's not what we're here to do. So yeah, she just grabs him or her, picks it up, and then puts it back down. But yeah, I'm with you. I thought the first time I played this game, I really thought that she just like stabbed him in the face.
I'm never washing my face again.
So,
sorry.
Yeah, no.
I find that part. I find that character funny.
Yeah. So Papyrus wants you to check out his telescope, and it turns out that it's not great. It's actually not that great. You aren't satisfied? Don't worry about it. Let's see, you got a little onion guy here. This is, by the way, for those of you who don't know, because unfortunately the original commentary is gone, so we have to sort of explain a lot of the stuff. We're actually in Waterfall right now. This is the 3rd zone in the game.
I think this area looks so pretty.
Yeah, it's
I really like
it's very pleasant.
The music, I like the colors, like that.
It's very peaceful.
Yes.
Very peaceful zone. I agree. I think it's kind of short. I mean, the zone itself is kind of short, but yeah, it's a nice area for sure. It's home to Tamii Village, so that's cool, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah.
And who
also,
is this?
It's also Onion San. It's Onion San with his big googly eyes. And he's happy to see you. You know, he's really glad you're here.
Even though he kind of like snuck up on me and
he kind of
scared me just a little bit.
He did, but you know,
it seems like everyone likes to do that, like Sans.
Well, you're very approachable, so
yeah. Or they're excited to like actually see a human.
Yeah, So this place is his big favorite. He loves it, except for the fact that he doesn't really, because all his buddies get to be in the aquarium in the city, and he's here, and he's just doing his thing.
All by himself.
So, apparently, and we didn't do this because progress, but if you come back and you talk, you can actually come back and talk to him again, and he gets you get different dialogue. And he actually tells you that he's starting a band called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he gives you, you can basically, I don't remember exactly what the dialogue is, but it comes down to, he asks you maybe something along the lines of, do you think that's cool or not? And if you tell him no, he disappears for the rest of the game, and you never see him again.
Oh!
Because you hurt his feelings, and he doesn't like
that.
But yeah, he doesn't want you to leave, but he's a weirdo, but he's not a creepo, so he's gonna leave and let you leave. But he wants you to stay. He wants you to have a conversation. But that's not what we did. We had to move on, unfortunately. So we made it here, and we ran into the Shiring, which I just now realized is funny. It's a funny name for that, considering what it is. But we missed out. We did miss out on something with the Shiring, and that's you can prolong this fight and go on a tour with Shiring, a musical tour, and it's cool. But we didn't do that. We just ended the fight quickly because video games and progress. So
this is where we figure out the tune that you have to play on the piano.
Yeah, something like that.
So we just kind of fast forward, and this, is it a stone? What is that?
It's just a statue.
Yeah.
It's just a statue.
That we put an umbrella over it, and got the tune to play on the piano.
It's a good thing we're playing this now and not shortly after this game released, because apparently that puzzle, way back before a certain patch came out. I don't remember exactly when, but I've only owned this game for a couple months, so I never played the original version. But you originally had to do the piano puzzle without the help of the statue just telling you which buttons to press. Which if you're musically inclined, that's fine. You can figure it out. But if you're not, that's a major problem.
You have to do it by just listening.
You just have to do it by sound. Which again, you only had 5 or 6 notes to pick from. It's not really super tough. But
it's not.
And this shot is fantastic. I love this shot. Just you get to see the castle in the background. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to be. Maybe that's just part of the city, or maybe that's supposed to be maybe the castle where Asgore is. I mean, that would make the most sense. But you get this beautiful shot, and it kind of reminds you that this isn't a mountain. You get the little crystals at the top of the screen there. It's a nice little moment before we have to heat things back up and begin another chase with Undine trying to kill us.
She does like to chase me.
Well, she's really just doing her job. But also, she knows you're the key to the monster being freed. So she's happy to do her job, which is to slay children. She does it with no remorse because she's a huge hero. This one, I think we had a pretty decent time with this. I think we did have to redo this once.
Once. Yeah.
I think you did that once.
It gets hard.
But you really killed it on the second attempt. I think you still got hit by those things a couple times. But you didn't.
Gets faster, and I remember there's one direction you go and it's just a dead end, and then you have to turn back around.
Yeah.
And that messed me up on my first attempt. So then my second one, I knew don't go that way.
You got hit, but you got hit by the spears coming out of the ground, but you managed to dodge the ones that come in the little white screen,
which seemed impossible.
It was actually pretty good
because that's hard.
So at the point that we're at, we've actually in this recording we've actually finished the game, at least finished the neutral run. you still don't know what's happening here, right? So that, if you probably don't remember, but you get like a glimpse of that, and then right as that character is about to tell you what their name is, it fades out. All right.
So where am I at now?
So this was under Waterfall, at the bottom of Waterfall. We ran into the dummy.
There was a bunch of trash down there.
Yeah, but you beat it up. You beat up the dummy. And that,
Angry town.
That made him not happy. He wanted to put his dukes up over it. But
was probably like the scariest part of the game.
You think this is scary?
It's a little creepy.
What? It's a dummy.
I'm down at the bottom with like a bunch of trash and this dummy, which is supposed to, it's not something that's supposed to be alive. Yeah. At least the monsters, I know they're alive.
Yeah, but
and then he just comes to life and wants to fight me.
Yeah, but
it's kind of freaky.
But he tells you why.
Well, yeah, but it's still kind of freaky.
He doesn't like the things that you said to his dummy friend at the very beginning of the game. You talk to the dummy. However, it doesn't actually really matter what you say to the dummy, or it doesn't matter what you do with the dummy at the beginning of the game. I think it's actually, no matter what you do, it's programmed for him to be mad at you for some reason.
He looks really creepy up close.
You can leave the fight with the dummy, and he'll want to fight you because you broke his dummy friend's heart. So I think literally every option in that very, very, very beginning fight with the regular dummy, it upsets him in one way or another. So
no matter what, you end up in this situation.
This is a cool design too for a boss. I like this dummy face, or not dummy, but I like the ghost face on the entire dummy. This was actually kind of a tough boss fight, just because not so much because of
you have to actually
having to figure things out or whatever, but having to use the bullets,
the attack that he's to attack him.
At the beginning, it's not so
bad. And he moves, it gets harder. So you're aiming it at him, and then he moves, and there you go.
Yeah, he had a couple of different stages, which it starts off he's still, and then he starts moving, and then you get this part at the end here, which is tough, which is he starts having them shoot missiles at you that track you, and I don't think we actually had too much trouble with this one. I think we got through this one in one attempt. It wasn't too bad.
I think we did.
I think he gets hit by acid rain. I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, he tries to kill you here with the knife, and then follow it up with the acid rain. But
I'm out of knives. I find that part
but
funny.
It doesn't matter. You can't hurt me, and I can't hurt you.
Look how
he's
really, getting so upset
and
really so intense.
He's really angry. He
Forever.
He really doesn't.
I really think he was just gonna tear himself apart, and pretty much.
Cause he's surrounded by garbage. So where's the acid rain even coming from? But it's not. Oh wait, but it wasn't actually acid rain. It wasn't acid rain.
What was it?
It was Napster Blue.
It was.
He came in. He was sorry. He's sorry he interrupted you.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
And he's sorry he interrupted. So, I am not. I'm very happy to see you.
A little interesting bit of info about the origin of the name Napster Blue. I think it comes from, if I remember correctly, it comes from the term Napster bloke. Napster being the music sharing application from several years ago, and then bloke I guess is supposed to be bloke and spook together, maybe. I don't that's speculation. I don't really know, but
I like this part with the music.
Yeah, the Napster bloke thing is funny because that's what he does. You get on his computer and he's on a music sharing forum. So, and then we decided to blast off into space with him.
Yeah, we tripped out with him.
No drugs. we
just music.
I think we ate a ghost sandwich before this, and then we decided to blast off. So we did that for a little bit.
This was pretty relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was kind of cool. I was really kind of disappointed when nothing happened after a little while. But anyway.
That's literally it.
That's it. And then we had a snail race, and wife's snail did not win. Decisively did not win. However, it absolutely is possible.
It is?
To win. Yes, it is. I looked it up because it was driving me nuts. Because if you smash the X button, obviously like we did here, your snail will not win. And then if you don't hit it at all, or very little, they'll get across. They can get across, but they won't win. They'll go too slow. It turns out that there actually is a way to win, and I don't remember exactly, but I think it was like you have to hit the button so many times at the beginning, and then so many times towards the end, maybe. But
like a pattern.
Yeah, something like that. Oh,
like moderately fast, slow down, and then a little faster again, or something. I don't know.
So I think I probably cut over some of these, but in Waterfall, there's a lot of these signs that explain sort of what's going on in the mountain. It tells it kind of seems, some of it kind of seems like propaganda, because I believe there was one sign that mentions that that humans can't make their way in, and then the rest of it's about a mountain, about the fact that they have to have 7 human souls to get through, and they have 6 and you're number 7, so that's what I kill you. But now we're in Tamii Village, so
this was interesting.
This was cool. Tamii Village. We didn't do a whole lot here because there's not a whole lot to do, but you get to talk to the Tamis.
And I did the joke out of order.
Yeah, you did the joke out of order. We didn't do. She talked to Bob first, who is normal and speaks normal.
But the rest of them are.
But we also decided to make our way into the Tamii Shop. There was something that we didn't do with Tamii Shop in our playthrough because we didn't need it. Because wife is a lot better at this game than I expected. So,
yeah, we never really used it.
Well, if you know how... Okay, so this is the only shop you can sell to, right?
Yeah.
If you get enough dog residue and sell it, you can send Tim to college, the Tim Shop keeper to college, or Kulag, whatever you want to call it. And when he comes back, he can sell you a piece of armor that makes the game way easier, but it's super expensive, and it becomes cheaper the more you die. So you can just go die a bunch, and it becomes extremely cheap.
Wow.
But we didn't want to do it that way. I didn't
even know about it.
Yeah, she didn't.
I would have maybe said yes.
So, well, if that's something we would have done, I would have done it off camera. But we didn't do it because we didn't need it. Because you did a good job. So
thank you.
But yeah, so now we have another encounter with Undine. Still fairly certain that she's going to kill you.
Pretty scary with her armor on.
Her armor set is pretty. It's when you first see her before you know what she actually looks like. She's pretty horrifying because you don't know
what she's capable of doing.
I mean that helmet is pretty scary looking. So.
Oh yeah, and look, it's my friend. This is why I like this character.
Yeah, he saves your bacon a couple times.
Yeah, quite a few times.
It saves your bacon a couple times. Whichever. But.
And she's like, he or she is so excited.
Well, we know Undine can't be all bad because she's not willing to strike down anyone who stands in her path to victory. She simply just takes it back home to its parents. Which brings us to the bridge here, where we find out that it's been told that it needs to be our enemy, but that's not going to happen. So because we're too cool, and we're too nice. We have to. He wants us to say something mean, but we don't say anything mean because we're cool and we're too nice. Because when we play video games, we don't like to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But
they want us to say something mean to make it easier for them to walk away from us.
Yeah, of course.
And we still wouldn't say anything mean.
Oh, but yeah. So you get your moment here of you can be
Of being a heroic human.
You can be a complete jackass and leave him there, but
To run away.
But if you save him, of course, he protects you from Undine, and kind of a coward thing to do to hide behind a kid, but you're also a kid, so it's cool. It's no big deal. Undine knows that, so she takes off. And now, I believe, the next thing is the final encounter with Undine, or rather, the Undine boss fight.
Yes.
The Undine boss fight is interesting in the pacifist run. But I will say that that it is a little bit disappointing that it's as easy as it is. I believe we did have to attempt this one a couple times. Maybe twice. It was like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Was it?
Yeah, because I didn't want to tell you outright. I didn't want to tell you outright what you had to do to win the boss fight
But I figured it out.
But you did figure it out.
It just took a little bit of like.
I feel like I had to drop the hint that she gives you about 7 times before it kind of clicked, and then you got it, and then you did it. So, but yeah. So she's not gonna tell you. She was gonna tell you the story, but screw it. You're not worth it because you're just a human soul that needs to be free. So whatever. Your existence it angers and upsets her. So, and yeah, you get to see her face, and she is indeed a fish lady. She's a fish lady with a very aggressive attitude. She's trying to kill you. And she doesn't feel bad about it at all. She has no remorse for trying to put a spear in your forehead.
She's even laughing about it.
Well, she's like, well, she doesn't buy it. She doesn't buy your nice.
Yeah, she thinks
you're just doing it, just to make people like you. So now we get to start the boss fight. And the first thing she does to you is turn you into the green heart. And the green heart puts you on, I was about to say a rail, but you weren't on a rail. It's not so much a rail as just you just get a shield that you can use, that you have to use to defend from the arrows that I'm assuming are supposed to be her spears. And you know what, you did a pretty good job. Just like half of the other stuff in the game, I really thought you'd have a little bit more trouble because it does get tough. You do start to get the sequences of spears that you have some that are extremely slow, and then you have the ones that come at you super fast, and it becomes difficult to prioritize which ones you need to defend first. But we did manage to escape a couple of times. She does catch us because that's just part of it, but we did manage to completely get away. Like I said, it took us maybe 2 attempts. Maybe it wasn't too bad, but we finally managed to escape. Sand saves our butts there a little bit. We have our moment here. She has finally made it to the end here, and she can't go any further. We've worn her out. Because that's what happens when you try to chase children around. So we gave her a little bit of water. We decided that even though she has been trying to kill us for the last hour or longer even, we're gonna let her live, and it's gonna save our butts again. And that's it. So she's gone. All right, and we've officially made it to the Hotlands. So you're now all caught up. Sorry, part 6 was the trash fire that it was. I hope this was a little bit better than having to watch 2.5 hours of raw footage with no commentary. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.